Good day, good way to all. Today is, or was, for those of y'all who are going to look at this later, today is 11/2/2021. This is officially by a lot of walks of faith, I should say, um, All Souls Day. So this is really relegated into remembrance and reverence for any soul who has transitioned, no matter, what your soul's journey was, what kind of life you lived. It should be, at the end of the day, it should be about not judging anyone who's already transitioned, because it just don't hold no fruit in doing it. Like yesterday, November 1st, the proclaimed Day of the Dead, that one's more about the saintly souls and the children, those that we deem innocent. I kind of like this one more because this one is more inclusive. From my level of perspective, I like to include those that are transitioning, that have not crossed over, and those who are going through different stages of their journey. Different stages of their journey where they are now letting go of some of the shit that was basically tormenting them or tormenting others. You understand that? All Souls Day. Some of y'all need to get back into reclaiming your soul. You need to get out of your trauma cycles. You need to get out of different forms of programming and consciousness constructs, such as scarcity or struggle mentality, things like that. So even though today is about those who, transition into the afterlife, you can be here and meet the afterlife, because who I was a few years ago, that motherfucker was dead. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us who've been there. When you look back at some of the things you've done in your life and you thought you was living, where you get at when you start establishing peace and wholeness for yourself, you look at that other person as, holy shit, he's dead, and I had to die to that shit. So in some sense, transmutation is that transition. So resonance only. I'm just going to pull a few cards. I'm going to pull 2 stacks that I know for sure. 3 cards for 2 stacks. And this is for separation of souls. We're going to say the souls that transition and are really ready to move on to something different. They don't want to keep playing this reincarnation loop of thinking that they have to learn lessons. So this is going to be that soul who has given themselves the keys to the elevator and have allowed elevation. Then we're going to do another group, the ones who have elevated but think that they still have more to learn here. You understand? Yeah, I'm letting go of some of these traumas, but I got so much more packed in me. If you know anything about me, that's what I'll call energetic subscription, where you telling yourself what you got to do, and the only thing that's producing what you got to do is the fact that you told yourself that, the thoughts. Nobody told you that you have to fill up an Akashic records. Nobody told you that you had to complete a life lesson. You just have to lessen yourself. By my perspective, you need to lessen yourself and stop giving so much value and identity to everything else. That's the expansion of your soul, is when you keep holding on to shit. The true reclamation of the soul, from my experience and perspective, is letting go of all of these experiences, especially when most of them aren't even real. They're just energetic experiences of an expression of a thought in what would happen should it occur. You understand that? Take a second. Think about what it would be like to be the president. Did it happen? No, but in your mind, you just gained the experience of that thought. It's a lot deeper than that, but that's just the gist of it. Everything in your life is giving my energy to that thought and playing it out to the end. To the end. That end can get you done in. Sorry, I got a grid here on the table and it's kind of relocated a little bit. So that'll be the second group. The first group, the ones that don't want to play the game no more. The second group, those that have let go of a lot of traumas but still playing the game. And then the third group, which I guess I need to do, is the ones who don't want to let go of where they're at. So even when they transition, they're still looking to get back. They're still stuck in cycles. And that ain't always a bad thing. I love my family so much that when I transition, I'm not moving on to nothing else, because I now feel like I need to watch over my family. So we'll call that self-subscription into ancestral duty. Not, wait a minute, I've completed lessons, let me go bring some of my bloodline across. It's my duty. Which means you can put yourself in a stagnation cycle of not working on yourself because you think it's more important to work on others because they're your bloodline. Perspective, admirability, all the words you want to apply. I can't judge you. Do what you do. So 3 cards for each, and we're going to leave the 3 cards open. So I'm asking for, since the souls are ever present, but they really are present today, soul group number 1, if y'all want to come through as one dominant vibration that's in agreement, 3 things from spirits who have transitioned and just owning their energy. I'm not playing this game of reincarnation and life lessons and ascension paths. I've transcended, and now I'm learning what energy really is, not what I was told and taught that it has to be. That's important. So here's their 3 cards. The first one, when you transition, you see the trick. Holy shit, the fire you was looking for was already inside of you. The fire you looking for was already inside of you. Everything else is designed to trick you into moving. And that's something I talk about all the time. I'll shuffle the cards and we'll see what happens. My interpretation, if you want to say, oh, it was biased, that's your prerogative, and that's fair. But I can't tell the cards what to say. The first thing you need to know about when you're escaping from elevation, when you're escaping from the ascension paths, thinking that you got to do stuff, you start to see where that shit was a trick. Everything was already within me. Guidance needed to come from within. 2, the reflection. 5, why I'm moving. I'm chasing my reflection. But if I'm chasing my reflection, shouldn't I just be the light? Oops. And if I'm the source of the light, then there is no need to chase at all. 2 + 5, 7, the chariot card. There is no journey. Look that up on Facebook and Instagram. I've been hashtagging that for a couple of years. There is no spiritual journey. It is just the idea of what you want to see. So the second thing that a elevated spirit without games, it's all you. The Queen of Air. This is by my number system. 34 is the number for God. Generator, operator, destroyer. This is the supreme force in this manifested universe. Because it's already source and separation. So now, whatever you keep thinking about, them 3s is 4, what's going to be your balance. Your karma, your dharma, the whole 9. Holy shit, 3 + 4, another 7. Oops. So 7, self-awareness by a standard number system. 7 is self-awareness. But 7 is also the chariot, the journey. The journey should be self-awareness. But if self-awareness comes from within, I don't need nobody else to teach me. They can aid me as they are reflections of myself, but I don't need them to teach me. So the third thing that an elevated spirit would say is, holy shit, it's all you. Another trick. The trickster himself. The sacredest of sacred clowns. Eshu. The crossroads is you. And you don't have to cross a road until you make a decision to give up your energy. Before that, you are the 0. You were everything. You contained everything, and you're only going to find everything when you don't contain yourself. I'm going to stop right there because, whoo, that's just a little bit too much for some of y'all. Why? Because you are stuck in your ideology of what you must do in this realm, because it's what everybody else has been doing, but why everybody else is still here. That you cannot disengage from the definition of insanity. Sorry. So moving on to the second group, which was the ones who have elevated past the traumas of the life before, and now they're just looking to let go some more the next time. Can we not see that? I'm sorry. I'm on path 1. Been that way for a couple years. Not trying to be funny, but in my awareness, which is known as hyper awareness, I see through a lot of shit. I'm on that first path until I learn to get off of them altogether. I'm on this path right here to where I'm only ascending into my own energy. I'm not buying into these concocted stories of what's going on, this Ouroboros bullshit. No disrespect to the spirits who still subscribe to, I must become a higher vibration of love instead of just being love itself. See, that's the whole gist of the second one is, there is something more, let me become it. First path is, I am everything, let me learn to see it. Second path, there is more, let me learn to become it. The first thing a spirit caught on that one, holy shit. You don't see, you are your own limitations. This is the FAFO card. That splitting yourself, diversity into a bunch of different paths, is your limitations. You are looking at each life as, this can take me this far, and then I got to come back and do it again, or I need to meet this other soul tribe, twin flame, soulmate, all these other subsets of somebody else, so that I can complete the lesson of myself. Did you catch that? I got to run into other people before I can do my journey. Then that means that's not your own journey. That means you done got hooked into a bunch of others. Perspective. So the second thing, a spirit who is trying to go the elevation route. Damn. My phone ringing. Danny, come get my phone. The second thing is, holy shit. Aimlessness, but aimlessness is not always a bad thing. This is the 32. This is I'm going to move by my guidance. Aimlessness, the realm of thinkings, mean I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'll figure it out when I get there. Find out what she wants because I'm in the reading. But tell her bring him whenever she get ready. Tell her she can bring him whenever she get ready. So the second thing is, well, the first thing is your limitations. You don't know what your limitations are because you're subscribing. Well, you know what your limitations are because you're subscribing to laws and things like that you think the universe has concocted for you. And then you only stay within those limitations, wandering around aimlessly trying to find them. Again, what that basically says is you don't own yourself as wholeness.
She needs your EBT card.
She needs it? Okay.
She needs the numbers on it.
Get my wallet. In the middle of a reading. Okay, so the third card is limitations again. Limitations again. I'm going to hand it to you and you're going to read it off. Okay. Go not away from this phone and read it though. Here, go to my room or your room and read it. Okay. All right, so the first thing that set had was they're their own limitations. And then they're wandering around aimlessly within that field of limitations. Looky right here. You have a 9. 9 is control because you're dealing with vibrations. There's 5. The 2 plus 3 or the 3 plus 2, I should say. That's what makes you move. And look right here. Another 9. You're trapped in the middle of the game, wandering around aimlessly. But you've told yourself what the purpose is because the purpose has been given to you. Again, the Akashic records, the perceptions of past life recall and all that stuff like that, to where you can gloriously glamorize the idea of a journey, and then you create everything on that journey to justify the glamorization. Sorry. Again, it could be beautiful because it's just mental subscription without limit. It is without limit. You become your limitations in the sense that you are unlimited and not able to limit yourself. You get that? The minute that you can't stop yourself, you become your own indulgence. A person who goes to the buffet and don't know when to stop eating, don't know when they're full, will become sick. We are in a buffet called experience, and we don't know that we're full, so yet we keep on eating. So moving into the third one. Everything all right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all she needed.
All right. So moving into the third one. Got a few minutes. We better hurry up.
Okay.
Yep, sit that right there. Remember the third one I was saying, and I apologize for all these interruptions. Y'all know I don't normally go for this, but kids. So the third one is, like I said, this is a soul who was transitioned, but they ain't even let go of this level of the game, so they can't even fully invest in the next one. So like I said, this is one who might put themselves in duty in the afterlife because they've drawn too much correlation to this one. I'm a transition. Instead of me find out what my next level is or let me stop myself from creating levels, I'm going to hold on to this one because everything else I found a value for here needs my assistance. You understand that? This is tying your cart to somebody else's horse. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is, holy shit, you love separation. This is the war within your own self is what's control you. The fact that you think you have a sense of obligation, the fact that you think that there is something here that you need to protect somebody else from, means you left yourself open to that war within yourself. Especially, this won't make sense to a lot of you. In my theory of source, everything is generated from you. So if there's a war, it became generated from me. So if I'm protecting somebody else from war, really I'm only protecting them from what I created instead of just stop creating that shit. That shit, because what? 6 is your foundations, but when it's in reverse, your 6 become a 9. That perspective gets all fucked up, and now you 69 in yourself, which means you have a foundation in being controlled because you don't have enough control over your thoughts. Watch, that's gonna come up. You don't have enough control over your thoughts. So the second card is you don't have no control over your thoughts. Why? 3, your thoughts have shown you how to love yourself. 7. Now, you don't know, holy shit, what I just tell you? You created all this shit. You were the plentifulness of all these thoughts. Then now you're just trying to get rid of the ones that make you feel like you're at war with yourself. You just want to get rid of the ones that are not showing you what you want to see when you're not realizing I birthed all this. So I just want scarcity. I don't want to go through war and find a bunch of battles. I just want to find peace. Who's the generator? Oops. Third card. Who's the generator? Oops. Who's the generator? 23, the element of fire. Where's all the power coming from? Whatever you are passionate about. If I'm passionate about the things that I've been taught to keep me in separation, then I'm going to be separated passionately. But if I become passionate about the things that show me wholeness, then I'm going to be put together pretty goddamn well. Because I can start seeing through everything else that's designed to separate me and start making a better assessment of, and somebody asked me this morning, of what gets my intention and what forces my will. My will, the whole ball of fucking wax. My will, my ashe is what's going to create everything, but only through intention. My intentions is my will in activation. What's the activation point? My thoughts. Me actively giving my energy to my thoughts will make me create. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Be careful, spirits. Peace.